Hi, welcome back to Listen Up. It's my turn. I'm going to talk about a lot of sports today because a lot's been going on. So, we're going to talk a little bit about some baseball. My son got this autographed. You probably can't see it, but Andrew McCutcheon autographed glove. We're also going to talk about some basketball. This ball, and I'm sure you can't see this, but it is autographed by Roy Williams from North Carolina Tar Heels back in the day. I actually got that from one of my former students' fathers as a motivational speaker. He was friends or is friends with Roy Williams and many other high-profile coaches, including speaking with the Green Bay Packers when they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl. And of course, my mini helmet, it is autographed as well, but these Steelers, they scribble, so I have no clue who signed this helmet. Have many of those. All right, let's first talk the Pirates. Oh my, it's been a number of years since we've had any productive seasons from the Pirates. So their present record is 65-88, and the brightest bulb for the team, of course, everyone knows, is Mr. Paul Skeens. But sadly, he is our top pitcher, and he only has 10 wins, 10-10. Tremendous ball player, no run support whatsoever. Actually averaged 1.41 runs per game when he starts. So basically, as soon as he gives up a run, he's probably like, great, we lost the game. He only goes like 5 or 6 innings typically. They don't really keep him in much after that. He's third place in strikeouts with 209 strikeouts, and his ERA leads the majors at 2.03. I think the next one is like 2.26. So very, very impressive. Now, what are the Pirates going to do? Are they going to keep him and sign him to a big money deal? My guess is no. They usually trade their good pitchers and, the Dodgers get them or something else. So Cole's gone, Glasnow's gone. Both of them, did very well once they left us. I'm sure everyone is like, oh, sure, I'll go to the Pirates because I know eventually I'll get to a playoff bound team. Batting average, our highest batting average is Reynolds at 241. That is really, really poor. 241. We don't even have a 20 home run hitter. We have a 19 home runs hit in the season, and that is Cruz. He swings for the fence. So, I mean, it's like, home run, strikeout, pop fly, whatever. Of course, the old timer, Andrew McCutcheon, who's still, plugging away. He leads OBP, on base percentage, at 335. He gets walked a lot. He's very patient in the box, and he sees the value in just getting on base and not forcing anything. Comparing it to a couple other teams, so Judge is the leading hitter at 326. Reynolds is 241. The leading home run hitter, Raleigh, is at 56, and Onel Cruz is at 19. Now, I know that he was upset that he got moved from shortstop to center field, but suck it up. This is a team game, as all the sports I'm about to talk about, and you need to be a team player. I know maybe you're not comfortable there, but by now, I think you can figure it out. The lack of effort is hideous. He totally reminds me of George Pickens, but playing baseball. The ball gets by him, he turns and walks. Like, what are you doing? That is not the example you're supposed to set. You're losing for the team. He misjudges balls, and I'm thinking to myself, there are players in high school that can judge a fly ball better than he can. I don't think we take enough chances on the base path. I think we need to, go for some more steals. When I played softball for Upper St. Clair, I would get on first base. I would barely even look at center field, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. When I got to first base, I barely even looked at the third base coach because I was stealing. Like, everyone knew. The catcher knew, the pitcher, the coach on the other team knew. I was getting to second, and I was getting to third. So basically, my single was like a triple. I don't know if it was just, I had a good release on the pitch to steal, or the catchers were that poor, but my single ended up a triple, and heaven forbid, for at least for the other team, there be a pass ball, because at any chance I was also stealing home. When I went to college, I actually got a full scholarship to California University of Pennsylvania for basketball. But after my freshman season, the California women's softball coach approached me and my college basketball coach and wanted me to play softball as well as basketball. He didn't like that idea. She said that she would split my scholarship. And I was really, really wanting to do that because they had such a tradition of either winning the PSAC championship or going to the championship that I was all in. I was like all aboard. But my basketball coach did not want me to get injured and said, "Oh, I'll just go out and recruit another point guard." I should have called him on his bluff because I was an All-American my freshman year, and go right ahead and go look for another. So Pirates disappointing. Yet another disappointing season. So far in the basement, the chants at the games, you hear it, sell the team, sell the team. Really sad. And, the only way they're getting people into the ballpark, dollar dogs. Yep, a dollar a dog. When Skeen pitches, or all these special like bobblehead night or whatever. That's the only way they're getting anyone in the gate. All right, let's switch to hoops. Love this team. Absolutely my favorite team. And there are a couple, but my favorite is the Indiana Fever. Talk about the consummate team. Like, are you kidding me? They play for one another. I just see them on the sideline, and they are like, they're into the game, whether they're injured or not. And injuries have played a big part in their season, sadly, but they still posted a record of 24-20. If Stephanie White is not coach of the year, something's going on, because what she has done with that team and the pieces she has had to put together in order to even field a team and get them out there on the court is just absolutely amazing. So let's look at their injuries. Dante's, she's in concussion protocol. Now, they won the second game of the 3-game series against the Atlanta Dream to force a game 3 in Atlanta on Thursday. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, they bring home a victory. Of course, Caitlin Clark, she's been injured much of the season with her groin at this point. Bibby, they had to bring all these guards, and they lost point guard after point guard. She has a knee. Sophie Cunningham, a.k.a. the Enforcer, you got to love her. Absolutely love her, because she stands up for her teammates. When the Phoenix, I believe it was a Phoenix or Connecticut, I don't know, Phoenix or Connecticut, one of the two, when they were playing that game and Sophie took out that girl going to the hoop and was protecting Caitlin Clark, I gained much respect for her. Absolutely much respect. Then Colson, she injured her knee. And then finally, McDonald hurt her foot, broke a bone in her foot, and she was playing great ball as well. So how a team loses that many quality guards and continues night after night to post the numbers that they post is beyond unbelievable. Kelsey Mitchell, MVP of the team. I mean, she has held that team together. She is the glue of that team. She just keeps showing up every night. 23 points a game. She's the leader on her team. 23 points per game, 4 assists, and she's leading them in blocks. 1 block per game. Props to Kelsey. I think the dynamics would be totally different had Caitlin not got injured. So Kelsey has absolutely had to step up her game. Of course, Aaliyah Boston, she leads the team in rebounds, 8.5. The dynamics, like I said, are totally different with Caitlin out. Now, I love Caitlin Clark, but I do have a few things that she needs to work on. You can't turn the ball over that much. I mean, I love the 3. Sometimes she forces the 3, but here's the thing. She tends to make them. This year, she has struggled from 3, but do something else in the game. If your 3's not on, create for others. Her passing ability is off the charts. Like, her basketball IQ is just ludicrous. So, one thing I did learn from playing hoops, and of course, as a point guard, believe I know what I'm talking about in this respect. My coach would say to me, and at the time I was like, oh, come on, they're all college athletes. He would say, you have to look who you're throwing the ball to. You can't throw the ball to so-and-so the way you throw the ball to somebody else. This one person can handle your pass. The other person can't. Sometimes I played with the guys growing up, and so I learned to be a lot more aggressive, and they were ready for my passes. So I would do no-look pass. They'd catch it, they'd score, because I didn't want to focus on the person I was throwing to and have the ball stolen or tipped away. Well, peripheral vision, I'm looking out of the side, and I'm saying, oh, wide open on the block. Boom, pass. It happened all the time. So one of my favorite things I'm going to show you right now is I was actually, believe it or not, in Sports Illustrated. And back in the day, the Bills were still good. They were still good back then. 91, December 16th, 1991. Let me turn to page, I believe, 2. Years of the week. I know you can't see it. Small schools. Here I am. My maiden name, Tammy Wood. Tammy Wood, 5'7", senior guard, averaged 18.3 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 10.3 assists as California University of Pennsylvania, a Division II small school, beat St. Vincent, Seton Hill, and Salem, Tokyo. So I think I have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to point guards. I was very aggressive. I'm all about the defense. I would rather pass the ball, rebound the ball, and steal before I would take that three-pointer or whatever shot that they left me open for. So, Caitlin, you got to cut back on the turnovers. You have to, try to create a little bit more with your assists because your shot was off. I know you were hurt. You came back. Maybe you came back too early. That's why the injuries continued to stack up, which is probably the case. I know you want to get back on the court. You're a competitor, but sometimes you have to take that time off to heal because since you didn't take that time off, look what happened. You were injured, and I saw it as soon as you went to step to run. I saw it in your face. I'm like, oh, she's injured again. She's done, and she was done. And sadly, I was hoping she could come back in the playoffs to make a little bit of a run. I think they could have gone far. I'm not saying they're out of it, but it's an uphill climb with the lack of guard support on the team at this time. I'm hoping next year that they are healthy. They take care of themselves. Now, I think that the WNBA needs to look at the scheduling. They're playing a lot of games in a short amount of time, and you're not allowing for recovery. The body of a professional athlete, you need time to recover. You can't play day after day. And guess what? I think the women's game is much more physical than the men's game. Now, I will say I don't really watch the NBA that often until it gets to the championship. I watched a lot of the playoffs this past year, and they were much more physical than they had been in the past. But the women's game, holy cow, they bring it. They come hard and they play defense. One of the things I am disappointed in, as well as I think a lot of the WNBA and the players and coaches, they can't really comment too much because they don't want to get fined because their paycheck is small enough as it is. They don't need fine. Better reffing. So let's stretch the season out a little bit. Go ahead, make it a few more games, but stretch it out so they can have some time to recover. And I understand the imbalance of pay between the NBA and the WNBA, and I understand what the arguments are, but WNBA, they are bringing in some serious revenue, and I think that they need to be paid accordingly. Now, you're not going to be paid as much as the NBA. We all know that, nor should you be. I mean, I don't think you should be, at least. And but you should be compensated a little bit better. You shouldn't have to go and work at Welcome to Moe's. You shouldn't have to work at Moe's. You shouldn't have to play in these other leagues, go overseas. You see what happened to Brittany Griner. She went overseas. She took a little bit of marijuana, bad move, got herself in some trouble. So you shouldn't have to work 3 jobs in order to provide for your family. Another player that I'm very, very impressed with, and I know everyone else is too, Paige Bueckers. Holy cow, she is a phenom. I don't think she had as much pressure on her coming into the league as Caitlin Clark did, but she showed up. Rookie of the year. It was either 2 or 3 votes that she didn't get. I think it was 2. And I'm thinking, who in the world? Seriously, who in the world did not give her the votes? It should have been 72 votes. 72 out of 72. So she has done a tremendous job. She's making threes, creating. Her turnovers are lower, way lower than Caitlin Clark. So, a lot of people are comparing the two. I think they have a little bit different games. What I was impressed with Paige was that coming out of UConn and, having the knee injury not too long ago, I thought she was a little bit slow at UConn at in the last few games. But when she got the WNBA, I was actually shocked to see that she was moving way better and faster than I originally thought she had. I think that Caitlin coming before her was a big help, and it was not as much pressure because the WNBA was used to seeing a rookie that could play at such a high caliber. UConn, Ariema, I mean, my gosh, how many stars, how many studs can come out of UConn? Breonna Stewart, Fudd's going to come out next year. She'll probably be with Dallas. I don't know if they'll get the first pick or not. Taurasi, one of my favorite coaches, if not my favorite, was Tennessee Vols coach Pat Summitt. She passed away many years ago. I just loved her style of coaching, and it was nice that she brought her son along to the sideline. So I really enjoyed that she had family involved. All right, good luck, Fever. Bring home the W. I want to see you go to the next round. I don't know if I like the 3 games for first round, but it is what it is, and winner moves on. So go Fever. Love the sidelines. I love how you're into the game, Sophie and Caitlin, and I love Powers. She's like so into the game, and whether she's on the floor or on the sideline, she is absolutely cheering on her team. So let's move on to a very somber note. Our Pittsburgh Steelers. What is going on? Here I am predicting feeling good, 4-0. Not. What was I thinking? 31-17, lost to the Seahawks. Thought DK Metcalf was going to be really pumped to play against his former team, and was disappointed in his play. Only had 3 catches for 20 yards and 2 drops. He did catch a touchdown in the end zone. Guess what kind of play it was? It was a pick play. I think I called that one. He caught that for a touchdown, but he did have 2 crucial drops. So not only did DK Metcalf have some trouble in the game, Aaron Rodgers' first interception, which should have been a touchdown, I believe Kelvin Austin ran the wrong route and was in front of Pat Freiermuth, tipped the ball into the Seahawks' hands. When Jaylen Warren caught that pass, he ran 65 yards. I'm screaming, go, go, go. Because every time we don't get in the end zone on one of those long runs or catches, I feel as if we end up kicking a field goal or something. So we were stuck on that 5-yard line, and then the next thing you know, interception. Bad. Terrible move. So another thing is we have given up so many yards on defense. It's atrocious. Almost 800 yards. That is not the Steelers defense I'm used to hearing about. We have given up 2 back-to-back 100-yard rushers and some serious receiving yards. Maybe not 100-yard both games, but so many receivers have caught passes that it's been a decent amount of yards. I know the injury bug has hit us in the defensive side of the ball. Highsmith, Porter, Elliott, Loudermilk, Harmon, Harrison, and the other linebacker. That is significant. I'm going to start a chant. Beanie, Beanie, Beanie. Call him up. He, had some gaffes last year, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he has interception after interception. I think he had 2 interceptions one of the games. So I bet he's working hard on the practice squad because he was irritated that he was cut. So, he has a little fire underneath him. Bring him back and see what he can do because Lord knows we're hurting. Now, oh my goodness, Jalen Ramsey has been a jack of all trades, moving him around. That's good. That makes him an asset and very valuable, versatile. But he's had some trouble on coverage. If you've been paying attention, he has had some coverage trouble, and he has been sticking people, but he has had some trouble on coverage. Now, disappointed Queen, my gosh, he had a sack, and Sam Darnold's running around back there. He runs right by, puts his arm up. He whiffs. That was crucial as well. Our linebackers are not playing up to the standard. That whole standard is a standard. I don't know what the standard is because we're not meeting it. So that needs to increase. Not looking good in that respect. TJ Watt, you paid him a lot of money, Mr. Omar Khan. You paid him a lot of money, and this is how many sacks he has. And I am a TJ Watt fan. 0 sacks. We only have 3 sacks. Count them. 3 sacks as a team in 2 games. We used to be leading the sacks in the NFL. Who knows where we're going to end up this year? We keep on overrunning the play. And where are the stunts? We said that we were going to move. I don't know why I keep on saying we. Terrell Austin, Mike Tomlin said he's going to move. We're going to move him around so that the offense doesn't know where he's coming from. I've yet to see it. If it's happened, I don't know. Maybe I want to get a snack because I haven't seen it yet. We're not getting to the quarterback. So not only do we have an injured secondary, our pass rush is non-existent. That cannot happen. It can't happen because they're not putting pressure on. He's getting so much time to first option, second option, third option. There were so many 3rd and longs that they converted, and we had nobody near the quarterback. Absolutely nobody. Roman Wilson, 1 pass reception for 7 yards. They were talking about how impressed they were with him in the preseason. Why aren't we targeting him? He didn't even really get on the field the first game. I don't know how many plays he played in the second game, but like I said, he got 1 reception for 7 yards, and then they lit him up. I'm surprised he even got up after that. Our leading receiver and our leading rusher is the same person, Jaylen Warren. How is that? 85 yards. He has 85 yards rushing in 2 games and 108 receiving. How is he our leading receiver? We don't have 100 yards rushing in 2 games. Go get somebody else. If you, first of all, our line is terrible. Broderick Jones, I've given you 2 games. I don't know. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to pull someone up from the practice squad. We need to trade for somebody because it's abysmal. I don't know what else to say. Aaron Rodgers did not play as well as he did in the first game, but I blame the whole team. Arthur Smith, I don't think I mentioned you in the first game, and I should have, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because I wasn't impressed with your play calling this week. Why aren't you throwing to DK Metcalf these quick little, at the line of scrimmage throws and let him run with the ball? He did that the first game. So I don't know where those were. Across the middle, I don't know where those were. We were getting pressured. Aaron Rodgers was getting pressured. He was sacked. I don't know how many sacks he had this time. Maybe it was 4 again. But, quick throws, not these plays that need time to develop and going downfield. I want to throw downfield. Absolutely want to throw downfield. But when he's getting the pressure he's getting and we are not protecting him, it's only a matter of time before he goes down with an injury. And you got to make some quick slant, the pick play like you did in the end zone with DK Metcalf. You have to devise a plan against a defense who brings it so hard and comes at you fast. Screenplay, maybe? I don't know, just giving you an example. What are you going to do when Baltimore comes in the house? What are you going to do when Cleveland comes into the house? Those 2 teams, those defenses are going to come at you. And if we can't protect Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a long day or a long night. Let's go to special teams. Wow. This is the play of the day, at least for Seattle. A great play for them. Caleb Johnson. I don't know if it tipped him or not. I don't think I enjoyed the new kickoff rule, but I don't know if he touched it or not. And he wouldn't say whether he did after the game in an interview. I don't know why he was like, whether I touched it or not, it doesn't matter. But people were wondering if he did touch it. And he just walked off the field. And there were 3 or 4 Seattle Seahawks in the end zone going after that ball, recover the ball barely because I thought the guy was out of bounds, and touchdown Seattle. 7 points in a matter of seconds. And you saw Kenneth Gainwell stomping because he was the only Steeler in the area, I believe, and that was it. That was quite the turnaround. Aaron Rodgers' second interception, he kind of just threw it up there. First interception, I don't believe was his fault. Second interception, absolutely. Like I said, he just threw the ball up and intercepted, obviously. I am excited, as I was last week, the MVP of the season so far, and the one who should be getting a raise. I'd be giving him a raise for every field goal he kicked. Boswell is the only one doing anything at this time. I don't see anyone else who really stands out that's impressing me with 2 consecutive games. Maybe, somebody here and there for a game, but 2 consecutive games, not letting us down. 3 points off of his toe, as usual. Happy with his performance. The bye week cannot come soon enough. Adjustments need to be made, and I'm kind of tired of the same lip that I get from Tomlin every week. It's time to put up or shut up. The assistant coaches, the same. You need to be held accountable as much as the players. So Danny Smith, Mike Tomlin, when Caleb Johnson does that on the kickoff, first of all, he only returned a couple kicks in college, so you knew this wasn't his specialty. This was not his forte. Yet you put him back there. You think he would go over it every week, every day? This is the new rule. Do you know the rule? Because, he didn't throw anyone under the bus, but, whose fault was it? Did he know the rule? Were they going over it with him? Did they practice it preseason? Did they practice it? Do they practice it right now? Did Danny Smith, about that prior to the game, make sure you do X, Y, and Z because this is a live ball? So once again, it's everybody. It's a team sport, just like I said when I was talking about the baseball and the basketball earlier. These are team sports. If you can't work as a team, you're of no use to that team. So either fix it or find someone else who will go and do the job. Let me tell you, guess who I might put back there to return kicks? I might put back Skoranek because he hustles. And when he catches that ball, I guarantee he's going full steam because everyone just talks about how determined he is and what a hard worker. And he tries to hone his craft. And I guarantee you, if they were asking him to go back there and return kicks, I bet he'd be practicing nonstop, and he would probably be a stud. So coming up, we have the New England Patriots. Drake May, look out. Our secondary's hurt. Didn't play great the first game. Played much better in his second game. We got to worry about him because his passing ability is there. Mike Vrabel, former Steeler, he's known for defense. Let's see what happens with his defense if he can put some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully not. Hopefully Broderick Jones picks up a few tips from somebody like Trey Essex. I said last time he's not a big fan, and I don't know how many people are a big fan of Broderick Jones other than his family at this point. But let's see if we can put some hands on somebody, push the pile. Oh, one other thing. What a disappointment, coaching staff. 4th and 1 at midfield, and we punt. There are no excuses. Are you playing to win? Or are you playing to lose? What are you, like 4th and 1? I can't think of any team that wouldn't go for it. Maybe we should practice the tush push. Then again, I don't know. The way our line's playing, I don't. We might get pushed back. But tush push, do it. Aaron Rodgers, if you don't want Aaron Rodgers in there because you're afraid of him getting injured, put Mason Rudolph in their practice for the tush push. But 4th and 1, when I saw the punt team come out, I was like booing. I was booing. I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, there's Tomlin. He doesn't trust his offense. And he was saying, he wanted to save his defense and make Seattle go the length of the field because we were hurting a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. Both offenses weren't really moving the ball. You had no faith. You had no faith in your offense, in your offensive line to gain 1 yard. And that is a sad thing. That's a sad commentary right there. But let's see what happens with the Patriots. When we go to Ireland, we will be playing the Minnesota Vikings, and they have a ton of injuries. So maybe we can come out of Ireland with a win. Hopefully we come out of New England with a win. There are a ton of quarterbacks that have just gotten injured this past weekend. The most notable being Joe Burrows. He has had so many terrible injuries in the beginning of the season. I think there's been 3, and he has missed entire year. Like this toe surgery is supposed to be 3 months, but most ESPN analysts are saying that he's done for the year. So they spent all their money on the offensive side of the ball. You better hope the defense can do something because you're not going to put up as many points as you would have with your man Joe. Once again, Baker Mayfield. Holy cow. He takes him down the field, scored. And how about the barn burner? Dallas and Giants. Let Russ cook. And boy, he did cook. But they lost at the end. George Pickens had a critical pass interference call. Thought that was going to be it. Go ahead, Giants. And then he caught the ball and had a great reception and went down the field. But some really close, good games. I wish ours was way better than it was. But that's pretty much it. I don't want to continue going and talking about other teams because my main concern is the Steelers and getting back on track. So let's win in New England. Let's go to Ireland, bring home the W, get some rest, get some players healthy in the secondary, and hopefully get the defense to improve and do better in tackling. Please, and communication. So I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you joining me once again, coming back and see me on Listen Up. It's my turn. Have a great night. Bye.